Welcome to the Simplify Your Life podcast. It's Coach Simona, and I'm glad you decided to tune in.
Hey everyone! In today's podcast episode, we're going to talk about the art of giving yourself grace. And I'm going to share with you 3 in-depth tips on how to give yourself grace. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Simona, certified life coach and author of the book 111 Ways to Simplify Your Life. I make weekly podcast episodes on personal development, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Now, before we get into my 3-step framework, I want to talk about the importance of giving yourself grace and what I've learned in the past few years on my own journey towards self-love. Let's start by answering the obvious question. Why is it so hard to be kind to yourself? When someone criticizes you repeatedly growing up, you internalize the belief that you're unworthy of love, and you start punishing yourself for any mistake that you make. It becomes significantly harder to fix that, the longer you keep repeating these self-deprecating thoughts over and over again. Ironically, one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to giving yourself grace is that it makes you selfish, self-absorbed, or narcissistic. This couldn't be further from the truth. Only by having self-compassion and being there for yourself when you feel down, you can truly show up for others. I grew up being my worst enemy. There wasn't anyone who could hurt me as much as I hurt myself in my head. I was being critical, self-deprecating, and painfully harsh to myself. It actually took me many years to rebuild the toxic relationship I had with myself. And now I want to show you the exact step-by-step process that helped me go from being my worst critic to becoming my best friend. I'm actually working on something very exciting that will help you finally learn how to love and accept yourself unconditionally. No fluff, only practical tools to help you on this journey towards self-love. If you want to be the first to know, make sure to sign up for the waitlist by clicking the first link in the description box below or visiting bit.ly/thesecretwaitlist. Now let's get into my first tip on how to give yourself grace. Become aware of your inner critic. Giving yourself grace means being gentle and kind to yourself. It also means not kicking yourself when you feel down. Being your own worst enemy often comes from having negative, repetitive, self-deprecating thoughts. It's like you're in this never-ending loop of criticism, and there is no way out. Well, not until now. I'm going to show you how to tame that big bad inner critic of yours by committing to one simple exercise daily. All you have to do is start noticing the most repetitive negative thoughts you have throughout the day, which will lead to negative emotions and often self-destructive behavior. But before I share this exercise with you, I want to answer the question you're probably already asking yourself. What exactly is the inner critic? Your inner critic is the internalized voice of a critical parent, teacher, or primary caretaker. Someone who insulted or criticized you growing up. It's not you. It's a constant stream of thoughts and unhelpful beliefs that you can let go of, but it's going to take some work. Now, the simple exercise I mentioned is called ATR, which is short for Automatic Thought Record. All you need to do daily is write down the most repetitive negative thoughts you have, the emotions you feel as a result of them, and the unhelpful behaviors you engage in. By doing that, you will become more aware of your inner critic, and you will be able to spot all the times throughout the day when you're not being kind and graceful with yourself. Giving yourself grace can only happen if you genuinely start believing that you're worth it. If you're used to putting yourself down on a daily basis, you need to first get into the habit of noticing all the times you being unkind and critical towards yourself, and then work on reprogramming your subconscious mind. To help you with all that and make it super simple to do this exercise daily, I've created a free cheat sheet. All you have to do is click the first link in the description box below or simply visit bit.ly/thoughtrecord2. The next step towards giving yourself grace is to forgive yourself. Now that you're aware of all the negative thoughts you have and all the criticism you endure on a daily basis, you may be feeling all sorts of mixed emotions. Maybe you're angry with yourself for being so harsh. Or perhaps you're feeling sad or frustrated because you've just realized that your inner critic mostly comes from the people who took care of you. No matter how you feel, it's okay. All of your feelings are valid. All the pain you have endured is in the past. But you don't have to keep doing this to yourself. You can forgive yourself and give yourself grace. You just didn't know any better. The important thing is to know now that it's not your fault. We've all been conditioned to think, act, and be in a certain way. And we all have wounds from the past that need healing. This doesn't mean that you're a bad person or there's something wrong with you. It just means you're human. So what is the first step you can take towards forgiving yourself? Accepting that the past is gone and you can't change it. You did the best that you could. There is no point in blaming others either. They also did the best that they could. No matter what happens, it's over. You're free to rewrite your story. And it's up to you whether you decide to dwell on the past or get off the floor where you've been kicking yourself for years and finally show up for yourself. Which actually brings me to my next point, which is to take better care of yourself. If you've been dealing with self-criticism for years, that is a clear sign that you haven't been taking good care of yourself. But now that you've worked on taming your inner critic and forgiving yourself for abandoning yourself in difficult moments, it's time to focus on nourishing the most important person in your life, you. So how can you start taking better care of yourself? I've got 3 simple steps for you. Step number 1 is to ask yourself daily, what do I need right now? Taking care of your physical and emotional needs is the only way to properly cultivate the relationship you have with yourself. Instead of relying on others to fulfill your needs, you can learn to meet them on your own. All you need to do is start becoming aware of your needs throughout the day by asking yourself this simple question: what do I need right now? Now, if you want to take a deep dive into this topic, I've made a video on my YouTube channel called How to Empower Yourself as a Woman. So if you want to watch it after this one, just click the link in the description box below or simply visit youtube.com/Coach Simona. The next step to take better care of yourself is to keep the promises you make to yourself. If you often abandon all your plans and the promises you make to yourself just to please someone else, you're showing yourself that you cannot be trusted, which in turn will lead to even more self-doubt. So how can you give yourself grace when it comes to the promises you make to yourself? By keeping them. Seems like a no-brainer, but there is a really simple solution to being flaky when it comes to the commitments you make to yourself, and that is to start small. Just like most of us keep our commitments to shower, eat, sleep, and brush our teeth, you're gonna pick something easy and keep the commitment you've made to yourself. For example, let's say you've been wanting to start that book that you've been eyeing on your bookshelf for months, but you're too busy with your partner, there is so much to do at work, and then all the chores around the house, right? You see where I'm going with this? You can always find excuses not to do something, so your task here is to keep that commitment. What you can do, for example, is schedule 10 minutes in your calendar for reading. Just 10. I want you to start small. It's about getting used to being there for yourself when you say you will, and keeping those commitments. If you want to dive deeper into the topic of choosing yourself, make sure to listen to episode 150 next. I'll leave a link below. Now, the third step when it comes to taking better care of yourself is to practice self-compassion. Giving yourself grace means being compassionate, kind, and loving towards yourself, no matter what. And especially if you're feeling down or you're being too hard on yourself. Those are the moments you're gonna need yourself the most. So please, stop abandoning yourself. Show yourself some grace. Be the person you wanted someone else to be for you. You will no longer need external validation or approval once you learn how to be kinder to yourself. So what is the first thing you can do to start practicing self-compassion? Sit with your feelings. No matter how bad they are, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how every fiber of your being wants to escape the situation that you're in, stay still. Let them come to the surface. All the sadness, all the anger, all the pain. Give yourself grace. Let yourself cry, scream, let out whatever it is that you're feeling. You have every right to feel this way. That's okay. You're here now. You have yourself. You're not gonna go away this time. This time you will stay. And love yourself unconditionally. I know that all of these things can seem a bit overwhelming at first. That's why I'm working on simplifying it for you and giving you all the tools you could possibly need to become a better friend to yourself. So if you want to be the first to know, make sure to sign up for the waitlist by visiting bit.ly/thesecretwaitlist. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like it. And subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on my weekly podcast episodes. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you in the next one.